Izumi Plain in Kagoshima Prefecture on the southern island of Kyushu. Izumi Plain is the largest wintering site of cranes in Japan. The Japanese people have long cherished the crane as the symbol of longevity. Let's take a look at Izumi Plain, which supports the lives of more than 12,000 cranes in winter. Feature focus. In a pastoral area facing the East China Sea in southern Kyushu, Izumi Plain enjoys a temperate climate even in winter. Utilizing such a warm climate, crops are grown throughout the year. Many cranes frequent the plains from October to March. More than 12,000 cranes migrate here all the way from Siberia and northern China. There is a reserve in Izumi Plain where the cranes can roost, with special feeding areas. Access by humans is strictly limited. One species in particular, the hooded crane, makes up the majority of birds here. It's characterized by its dark wings and a body length of about 1 meter. The hooded cranes alone number about 10,000. 80% of the worldwide numbers congregate in Izumi. The few larger cranes seen here are white-naped cranes with wings a lighter shade of gray. "2,000 white-naped cranes come here every year, making up the second largest group after their hooded cousins. A fight breaks out. With so many gathered in one place, altercations over territory are commonplace. They raise their wings to discourage encroaching neighbors in an effort to protect their territory. During the day, the cranes leave the reserve to look for food in the neighboring crop fields. Cranes are omnivores. They feed on small creatures and insects, such as river snails found in the undergrowth. The rice stems have short ears again after cropping last autumn. This second crop is also an important food source for cranes. The scene as cranes elegantly flow through the misty sunrise is symbolic of spring mornings in Izumi that have been repeated here for several hundred years. In the past, cranes were often seen in many pastoral areas in Japan. Unfortunately, their numbers have diminished as crop fields and swamps disappear due to land development. In contrast, the people of Izumi have fought to protect the cranes generation after generation. In these protected areas, the cranes are fed every morning by the locals. Their efforts have helped to increase the crane population 30-fold over a 40-year period. However, their increase in numbers causes some headaches for farmers. Even after the main harvest in autumn, on a still warm Izumi plain, broad beans and peas are grown throughout winter. In spring, flowers appear, and the plants will soon bear fruit. However, the farmer's efforts may be in vain. Rain falls for a whole week. This long spell in early spring is known as Natanezuyu, meaning rapeseed rain. The weather gradually becomes warmer as each new rainfall comes and goes. A fine morning after the rain is gone. Many cranes from the colony will soon take off on their long journey north. Warmed by the spring sun, they circle, rising to a height of 1,000 meters on the upcurrents. They will remain in these formations all the way to distant northern reaches. It's a 2,000-kilometer journey crossing the vast East China Sea all the way to northern China and Siberia. Once the cranes have left, planting will resume again in the rice fields of Izumi Plain.
4 Seasons in Japan.